When we hear the word cloud, we often picture the soft white formations drifting in the sky. But in the Bible, clouds carry a far deeper meaning. They are not just part of nature, they often symbolize a body, a person in flesh. Let's uncover this mystery together. In the Old Testament, God often used clouds as a visible representation of his presence. But why? Because just like a cloud conceals something within, God appeared in ways that people could perceive, yet not fully comprehend. In Exodus 33 verse 9, we read, "When Moses entered the tent, the pillar of cloud would come down, and the Lord would speak with him." This was no ordinary cloud. It was a manifestation of God in a form people could relate to, a presence within a covering. God wasn't just speaking from the cloud, he was in it, interacting with Moses, like a person in flesh. Now let's turn to the New Testament. Daniel 7:13 gives us a powerful prophecy. "Behold, with the clouds of heaven there came one like a son of man." Who is this Son of Man? Jesus Christ. This verse is speaking about his arrival in the flesh. The use of clouds here doesn't mean he's floating on mist. It signifies that he is coming in a body, in human form. But clouds don't just represent God's presence. The Bible also calls people clouds. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Here cloud refers to people, those who lived by faith before us, now watching over and encouraging us. So we see once again, in biblical language, clouds are people. And it doesn't stop there. In Revelation 1:7 we read, "Behold, he is coming with the clouds, and every eye will see him." At first it might seem like Jesus will return with fluffy clouds in the sky. But remember, we've already seen that clouds refer to people. This verse is saying that Jesus will return with his saints, his people, who will be with him in glory. Let's go back to the Old Testament for another confirmation. In Exodus 19:9, God declares, "Behold, I am coming to you in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with you, and may also believe you forever." God comes in a thick cloud, but this is more than just mist and vapor. This cloud represents a visible form, a way for people to experience God without being overwhelmed by his full presence. Once again, the cloud is a body. Consider Matthew 17 verse 5, where we see Jesus on the Mount of Transfiguration. A bright cloud overshadowed them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." Here the cloud is more than weather. It is a manifestation of God's presence, revealing Jesus as God in the flesh. And then, in Isaiah 19:1, it says, "Behold, the Lord is riding on a swift cloud and comes to Egypt." Does God literally ride on a cloud like a chariot? No. This cloud is his movement through his people, carrying out his will on earth. The cloud is a body, an instrument of his purpose. To seal this truth, let's look at 1 Kings 18:45, during the time of Elijah. "In a little while the heavens grew black with clouds and wind, and there was a great rain." This cloud was a sign of God's power, but symbolically it represents the gathering of people through whom God's work is accomplished. So, what have we learned? Throughout the Bible, clouds are not just weather phenomena. They often represent 1. God's presence within a body, as seen with Moses. 2. Jesus coming in the flesh, as the Son of Man. 3. Believers as witnesses, the cloud of faithful saints. 4. God's people carrying out his mission, as in Isaiah's prophecy. 5. Jesus returning with his saints, the great cloud accompanying him. Clouds in Scripture symbolize bodies, whether divine, human, or collective. The next time you read about a cloud in the Bible, remember, it's more than just vapor. It's a sign of God's presence in flesh, Jesus in human form, and his people fulfilling his purpose. If this insight has opened your understanding, like, share, and subscribe for more deep biblical revelations.